welcome to the studios, Brian Johnson, Northern Indiana Community Foundation, all around local celebrity. What's going on, Brian?
Well, I don't know if Mr. Rogers would say this is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It looks pretty on this side of the window.
I was going to say, if you're inside, it's pretty.
Yes, it's
If
a
you're
little bit
outside,
chilly outside.
Not so much. At 5 o'clock this morning, it wasn't
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
So what's going on in the Community
Well,
Foundation world?
We've got a lot of things going on. Of course, we are in the middle of our scholarship time. So that means scholarship applications are available. Our scholarship coordinator, Allison Heidi, is working diligently to get the information out. If students are interested in applying, they are available online. nicf.org is our website, and from there you'll see some links to go to scholarship applications. The process is completely online, so students can go in, register, complete the applications that they are eligible for. The process as far as letters of recommendation and information from the school, there'll be instructions about how to go about that process and have individuals submit those for the students' applications. I encourage students to check that out. Right now we have over 40 different scholarship funds that have applications available on our website again, and that deadline is March 4th of 2016, so students still have a month and a half or so to fill that out. But like I said, there are some requirements as far as information from the school. Also, a lot of our applications require one or more letters of recommendation from somebody in the community, so I'd encourage students to check that out early on in the process, see which ones they're eligible for, and work on getting those applications in. There's probably something for about every student that's looking for money for college, anywhere from a field of study to maybe a specific school or specific activities you've been involved in during your high school career. There's probably something within those 40 different scholarships that fit about every student that's looking for some financial assistance for college. Again, those applications are available and due March 4th. If people have questions, they can give Allison Heidi, our scholarship coordinator, a call with questions about that. The NICF main office is 223-2227, and just ask for Allison, and she can help you with any questions that you may have about that process.
Now, I need to be proactive in applying for those, right? I mean, if I go to a high school financial aid night,
Yes.
and they have financial aid counselors from various colleges or
Yes.
whatever, I'm not necessarily going to hear about these scholarships.
You will. Allison
will?
actually
Okay.
actually has attended these, and a really good source for students for applying for
Okay,
scholarships.
that's good to know
Yes.
that, because they keep hearing about this deadline.
Yes.
I assume
Yes.
it's still March 1st. I don't know. It used to be when I was in
Yeah,
college.
yeah, and so, and really the high school guidance counselors will also have information about these scholarships and be able to point students in the direction of scholarships that they may be eligible for. A really good resource there. And you bring up a good point. The guidance counselors would not only know about our scholarships, but other scholarships students may be eligible for. But we try and get the word out. But yes, students do need to go specifically. They don't have to fill out 40 separate applications, but there is specific information needed for each of the scholarships. So I'd encourage students to take a look at that if they haven't already started that process.
Excellent.
Something else that's been going on in our community, of course, we're in the middle of the Lilly Gift Phase 6 matching program. We have to Fulton County $500,000 available for matching dollar for dollar for gifts to community funds. Right now, we're just a little over $400,000 raised of that $500,000. We still have a little bit of time. That match goes through March 31st of this year, or until we hit that $500,000 mark. So if folks have given in previous years and are interested in making a contribution, again, this is a new tax year for most people, so the opportunity before March 31st to get that gift matched may be a good opportunity to double your money as far as charitable giving. So I'd encourage folks, if you're considering making a gift to that, let us know, and if it's made before March 31st of this year, it will get matched through the Gift 6 matching program. So It's been really wonderful to see when we think about $500,000. That's a lot of money for our community. To be able to sit here and say we've already raised $400,000 of that, that's pretty great. And
That is.
we'll be talking about grants here in a little bit, and what that means is that every year we'll have around an additional $40,000 extra to be able to give to community projects, which will really make an impact. And those are specifically funds that are not only given in Fulton County, but stay in Fulton County and are used to support Fulton County projects. So a wonderful opportunity. And then every year about this time we start talking about that holiday that's in February, Valentine's Day. This year, again, the Community Foundation has partnered with WROI and RTC Communications to have the Give Your Heart to Your Community Valentine's Day event. Valentine's Day this year is on Sunday, February 14th, so we are actually moving our event to Friday, February 12th. It'll be an opportunity for donors to make a gift to a fund within the Community Foundation and then send a special Valentine's Day greeting to someone special. Anywhere from a song dedication on WROI during the Valentine's Day program. We'll have groups of singers out in the community delivering singing telegrams. The levels start at $15 for a dedication on WROI. Then at the $50 level, you get the dedication on WROI and also a singing telegram delivered to someone in the community. And at $100, you can add a long-stemmed rose delivered with the singing telegram. We also have what we've deemed Palentines. When I say that, people look at me strange and they say, what is that? Well, that's a pet Valentine. We've partnered with RTC Channel 5 to be able to display Valentine's Day greetings from you and your pet. So a picture of your pet and a Valentine's Day greeting to the community will be shown on February 12th on Channel 5. And the Palentines can be ordered starting at a $25 gift. Through this program, donors can make a gift to any fund within the Community Foundation. One benefit of the timing is if that gift is directed to a community fund within the foundation, that also qualifies for the Gift 6 match. So you can not only send a Valentine's Day greeting and have your loved one serenaded or a song dedicated on the radio, but you can also be matched through Lilly Endowment's gift. The order deadline for those is Friday, February 5th. If folks are interested, we'll have brochures here at the radio station. We'll have them at RTC Communications and also at the Community Foundation office, and we'll also, in the near future, be getting those up on our website. So if folks want to take a look at that and say, hey, I want to order a Valentine's Day gift, they can do that. And I guess with it being on the 12th, if you need to remind someone that they need to get you something for Valentine's Day, maybe you can send them a singing telegram and remind them that they should return the favor on the 14th. So just a wonderful opportunity there. We appreciate WROI support and RTC Communications. We're looking back, and this year the Valentine's Day event is officially an adult. This is the 18th year for it. So all those roles and responsibilities, I guess, we can assign to Valentine's Day. So
It can vote, but it can't drink yet.
it can vote, but it can't drink yet. So, well, we have with us today Corinne Becknell-Lucas. Corinne is the Associate Director of the Northern Indiana Community Foundation, and one of her roles is coordinating the grants and the granting process. So welcome, Corinne.
Thanks for asking me to come. Appreciate it.
Well, I guess first off, let's talk a little bit about the types of grants that we have available. I know there's different levels and people have questions about what do I apply for, and so talk to us a little bit about some of the grants that are available through the foundation.
You know, we're really lucky in Fulton County because we have a lot of options on grants. So if you need a few $1,000s, there's an opportunity for you to apply for those, and also if you need, $40,000, we also have that opportunity. So that makes it really special in Fulton County, and we can really do a lot of things, do a lot of good, touch a lot of parts of the county, because that's one of the things that we're all about, is making sure that we provide grants throughout Fulton County. And this year, we're doing something special. We're also taking away our deadlines for the bulk of our grants. So that's new, and that'll be new for us as well.
Okay.
But basically, the application is going to be available in a week or so, and hopefully next week. Next week. That's my deadline.
All right.
There you go. Next week. And when you have a project and you need money in the summer, when we typically would review some of those in the fall, that really doesn't do you much good. So we've taken away the deadline. If you have a project that's in the spring or in the summer, then you can apply, and the committee can review those, and we can let you know if you are going to be accepted for a grant sooner. So I think that will really help the local organizations that need those dollars right away.
So in the past, we've always had a deadline of, say, sometime in October, and then we'd find out if we got the grant in November. And so what you're saying this
Right.
year is if I have a project in April,
Yeah.
I could come in February and submit a grant application and find out in time for my project this year then.
Right, absolutely. That's going to make a big difference, because a lot of times people would have to, think a year ahead or try to secure some funding, and it puts people in a bind. So this is going to be our opportunity to open that up and just make those more accessible to everybody. So we do ask everyone's patience while we're learning this too.
Yes.
But I think it's going to be a really great experience, and the community will be able to showcase some of their projects to the Community Foundation, so they can know what's happening not only right away but also in the future. So maybe your project is just an idea at this point. That can let the Community Foundation know where you're going. They can keep an eye on that project, and maybe even fund you later on as well, or make it a series of funding. I mean, it really opens up the whole opportunity for the Community Foundation to be more involved and interactive with the community and the projects that are happening, because it's hard to know what all. I mean, people that are doing their projects are really involved in those, and they're all about those, and sometimes we don't know about them until later. So hopefully this will also get those ideas to our table, so we can know what's happening out there.
Well, and maybe talk a little bit about who's eligible to apply for our grants. If I have an idea and I'm not sure if I'm eligible.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of people that, that are maybe starting a small business. They hear about grants that are available that come to us, but that is not our role. Our role is charitable. So what we do has to be charitable. It has to be a 501c3, or if you're not a 501c3, but you're still charitable in nature, you can work with another 501c3, and that way we can fund you, because since we're a 501c3 and we're all about charities, that's the way it has to be. But we have supported a lot of projects that are just getting off the ground. Maybe it's kind of a grassroots project. And a lot of times we can put those ideas with another organization that's maybe doing something similar or has the same kind of focus, and they can work together. And so we always encourage people to call Brian, call myself, call someone at the Community Foundation office to talk about your project. Maybe even if it's just an idea at this point, maybe we can offer some assistance and help in getting that off the ground.
So if I have an idea and I'm pretty sure that it's charitable, or I've asked you questions, how would I go about applying for that?
Well, the application is going to be online. We do not have a purely online application. I mean, you would actually get the physical application online, and we also have it in our office. But it's a packet. Our main our main grant application is a packet, and in that packet it has different levels. So when I talked about the grants that we have that are available for those for a few $1,000s, maybe $2,000 up to maybe even $12,000 in that range. Those are called community support grants, and that is not as taxing of an application, And we've used that same application for a number of years. We've tweaked it a little bit here and there, but if someone is used to filling out that application, it's pretty easy. We really want to make sure that people don't have to get a grant writer to write these.
Yeah.
Because just as you say, if it's an idea at this point, maybe you're working it out, so people can be really frightened by filling out a grant
Well,
application.
that was one question I was going to ask you. If I've never written a grant before, am I going to have trouble with this application?
No, I really don't think you will. And, you know, it doesn't have to, there's not a lot of, you know, rules about it. I mean, if you're not very good with a computer, that's fine too. You know, you can just get out your pencil, sharpen it up, and start going. And we are very open to having you call us if you have a question about a section. We can kind of talk you through it. We know what the committee looks for in an application, things that they might like to see, things they might question. So we can offer those tips on to the applicant, and I think that helps. I think that helps a lot. But then we also, as I said, give away larger grants, and those can be all the way up to, you know, $40,000. Those are a little more taxing to fill out. There's a, you know, we have to make sure that you have all of your paperwork. If it's a building project, you have to make sure you have the land secured, you know, your engineering plan secured, that sort of thing. But the first step in that process is a letter of intent, and that's basically a one-page narrative about what you're doing, what your plan is, what is your project. The committee will review those. If they're interested, then they will ask you to fill out a full application and give you plenty of time to do it. You know, so that way it doesn't waste, you know, your time or the committee time, or, you know, and it really brings apart some of those questions that we talked about earlier. The committee go, well, you know, do you have this in place? Sometimes people don't even know what they need. They just have a big idea and they want to make it happen. And those are the kind of things that really make a difference in our community. You know, like the Compassionate Healthcare Center, we were a big supporter of them early on. The animal shelter, same thing. These just started out as ideas, and sometimes we can really work with the organization, you know, to help those come to fruition.
Yeah. So I have an idea.
Oh no!
And
better get an application ready.
Can I come in and talk to you about that and
Absolutely.
just bounce ideas off you, or ask what kind of services are offered already, or organizations? Is that something that would be good for me to do before I start getting into this process?
Yeah, we really encourage it. And you can talk to me, you can talk to Brian, because, you know, we may be able to steer you in the right direction. We don't want anybody to just feel like this is just a hopeless endeavor. We really want people that have a really viable idea, you know, to make that more into a plan that can come to us, that we can be a partner with, because that's what we try to do. We really want to partner with these organizations. Now, that doesn't mean that we micromanage, you know, your project. We really don't do that. But as far as the initial part of the grant, and collaboration is really big, and sometimes we can really help with that idea, because, you know, you can't do it alone. You know, everybody needs help.
Well, if I have questions about grants, how can I get a hold of you to ask my questions or bounce ideas off of you?
Sure. 574-223-2227. Lots of twos. That's our number.
Yes.
You can just stop in at 715 Main Street and talk to us at any time. There's usually somebody there all the time. And also our email that you can get through our website at nicf.org. That's another good way, to kind of put your thoughts down on an email and get those to us too.
And I think just to emphasize that point is, with the community support grants, there is no deadline this year. It's
There
get
is
the
no
application, fill it out, get it to us, and we
Right.
will review it and be able to give you an idea of whether you get funding or not.
Yeah.
Much more quickly than we have in the past.
Absolutely. No, that's right. And also, and not just our community support grants, but even these bigger grants where you do a letter of intent, those as well. Those will be another one that you can just anytime, get that into our hands so we can see it. Now, we do have other grants that are specific to different areas. We have Aquana Union Township, and that's specifically for that area. That will have a deadline. Typically, that's in late spring. April. And then we have, of course, the Women's Giving Circle. That's another granting opportunity, and that's going to be a little sooner. So if all of you are interested in that grant, that will have a deadline. We were just talking about, I think it's going to be end of March.
Yeah.
So all those will be up on the website soon, within next week.
All right. Well, I guess the advice is keep an eye on the website as we're watching for grants and looking for projects. So again, Corinne Beckner-Lucas, Associate Director of the Northern Indiana Community Foundation, thank you for being here
Thanks
today.
for asking me. Appreciate it.
If folks have questions specific about grants, again, you can get a hold of Corinne at 223-2227. Just a quick reminder, our scholarship applications deadline is March 4th. So Barron, if you're looking to go back to college, you need to make sure you get it done by then. The Gift 6 match, the deadline for gifts to community funds, March 31st of 2016. Right now we're at $400,000 of our $500,000 goal. Valentine's Day coming up. That will be on Friday, February 12th. The deadline for orders for that is February 5th. And if folks have questions about anything that we talked about today, you can get us by phone. The Fulton County office is 224-3223. You can find us online, again, nicf.org. Like us on Facebook under Northern Indiana Community Foundation, or stop by our office at 715 Main Street here in Rochester. We'd love to talk to you about any ideas you may have for the community.
Excellent. Brian Johnson, Corinne Beckner-Lucas. Did I pronounce that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Good job. Thanks.
We thank you very kindly for your time.
Thank you, Barron.
Thanks.